and accept the okay, hit the okay button. All right, it is super warm because I did have another 6:45 session this morning. So I didn't rush home, but I did prepare for my next class after you ladies. So we're going to try out this funky downward dog, this Chapasana form, this Parivrita. So let's see, Parivrita, Adho, Mukha, Chapasana. Let's call it that. Because when we go into Ardha Chandrasana, I mean, we do the sugarcane version, that's Chapasana. So, and that's when you hold the foot. So this is a Chapasana form of downward dog. Okay, of a twisted downward dog. So that's it. We can try if I don't know how it could be awkward trying to work with a strap to help you make the connection, but I can find a way that you could do it. So it'll probably be best to make like a loop in your strap if you're going to work with a strap so that you can get your foot through the loop when you're about to go for it. And I think one of the best entry points for this would be through dolphin pose. So of course it's a big ask, it's a lot on the shoulders. So let's start with just getting the shoulders a bit more primed for that. And that head of the arm bone integration is going to be super important. And of course, those dirga paws are going to be important. So make a small loop if you're going to work with the strap. Not a big one like this, because I feel, and I could be wrong again, because you know me, I don't really think these things through sometimes, amazingly enough. But I feel like to give you enough room to play with it, because less the distance from your hand to your foot across the body, you want to make sure you have enough strap to work with once you grab the foot. So this is what I'm thinking in my head, that this might work better for this particular pose rather than just having the strap in half, but I could be wrong. But this is what I had in mind. So you just take the strap and then sort out. Anyhow, we'll get to it all in good time. But time is getting by, so let's presence ourselves. Get comfortable in your seat. Namaste and welcome. And here's to a wonderful practice. And deviating, I guess, from my theme a little bit. And what just popped into my brain is Lila, Lila, which is associated with Krishna. And Lila is about play. That's what it translates to. And it is about doing something for the joy of it, tapping into that playful side. And I think that is what we want to try to cultivate in this practice this morning, to be playful, not be too worried about what this shape looks like or whether we can do it or not, but just have fun exploring. We become adults and we get all these responsibilities and we forget that childlike quality that we all still have within us. So let's lean and tap into that this morning for this practice. So take a deep breath in, raise your arms up above the head, bring the palms to meet and exhale through the mouth. And do that a few more times, just starting to get into the shoulder joint. And exhale. Twice more, big breath in, reach it up. And exhale. Last one here, big breath in, reach it up. And exhale. Roll your shoulders. And if they're moving, so I have this thing where I've been likening the movement of the shoulder blades to different types of peanut butter. So notice if yours feels like clunky, chunky peanut butter or smooth. And another reference that someone made yesterday, which I decided to steal, is whipped. Is it whipped peanut butter? Is it feeling super, super smooth and soft and easy breezy? That's what we want. So just roll through the shoulders. And you're going to take the hands behind, interlace the fingers, draw your shoulders back, reach the knuckles out behind you, and lift your chest up, because this is the positioning that your arm is going to be in that Chapasana form. So lift the chest, lift the chin up a little bit. Big, big, big breath in. And as you're interlacing the fingers, think about pulling them apart so you feel more of a broadening across the front of the shoulders, the head of the shoulders. Big, big, big inhale. And exhale, release. Good. Just come into a little bit of lateral. Oh God, where are the words? Where are the words? Extension and flexion of the spine. Just a little bit. Do all the things. Go into your side flexion. I don't know what's going on with me this morning. I'm probably going through a glitch where the words aren't really flowing as I would like. Last one here. Good. And we're going to go into cat and cow and get a little rotation through our cat and cow as well. But we'll keep it simple for to begin with. Fingers spread nice and wide. And just drop the belly, sitting bones, and chest lifts. And just go back and forth. Really tap into that protraction and retraction of the shoulder blades. Really feeling them. Making sure that they're moving and gliding nice and effortlessly. Okay. All right. So you can shift your hips back to your heels and just walk your upper body over to the left. Hold it there for one cycle of breath. To the right. Big inhale. Big exhale. Come back onto your hands and knees. And let's start moving the right foot. So think of cow pose here. So you can point the toes. So get into that plantar flexion because we need the front side of the shin open. Curl up and then curl it in. And when you're doing this, you want to think about lifting from that inner thigh rather than just squeezing your buttocks because we don't want the external rotation through the hip. Good. Take that foot up, reach the left hand around, hold on to the foot, and just push the foot into the hand, squeeze the buttocks, lift the chest up. Here's your first version of that downward dog, if you will. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Second side. So the knee can come into the forehead here. That could be your exhale, and then inhale. So the foot that's down on the ground, you want to flex there and push the toes down for stability. And that's exactly the position your foot is going to be in your downward dog. Do a couple more here. All right, now let's get that left foot up. Squeeze into the midline, reach around with your right hand to make the connections. Press the foot into the hand, lift the chest, squeeze the inner thigh, breathe, 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 and release. Shift your hips back to your heels. Take a full breath in here. Exhale it out. And then spring forward into a kneeling plank and shift back into extended child's pose. Really paying attention to the shoulder blades. Start to dip the elbows down, melting the heart a little bit here, and pressing back. Couple more. You can pick up your toes if you like. And back. One more. We're going to do, this time we'll keep the toes down, however, but we'll shift forward, bring the chest and the chin down, and then pull the chest forward and up into Bhujangasana. Big inhale here, and exhale, release. Press back, Adho Mukha, and just march it out. Getting into the back of the legs. Shift your palms and make sure that those finger pads are really clawing into the mat and that index knuckle is rooting down firmly. Okay, so walk your feet in so you can get, if possible, get the heels down or just the balls of the feet down, but you're going to shorten your downward dog stance. Take a breath in here, exhale, reach the right hand to the outside of the left shin, ankle, or foot. Take a breath in and exhale, pull yourself to look underneath the left armpit. Pull the left hip back, hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep breathing. All right, release, second side.
You can probably take the feet wider if that feels more comfortable. Inhale and exhale. Draw that right shoulder blade back and down and squeeze it onto the back of the ribs. Pull the right hip back ever so slightly and look underneath that right armpit. Still grounding through that right hand. Good. And release. Walk the feet back, so forward into a plank. And from that plank, tilt your heels to the right and bend your knees, stretch out the left side of the body. So you're shifting your hips back towards the heels. Your knees going to get close to the ground. Inhale, come forward, drop the heels to your left. And your upper body is going to stay more facing to the ground, just so you get that stretch through the side of the body. Let's do one more on each side. Drop the heels to the right. Chest stays more facing down. Shift your hips back towards your heels. Last one here. Good. Come back to center. And now let's step the feet wide to the front of the mat. Get a functional forward fold in. And then we're going to get our Fearless Heart Namaskar going. With your feet planted, you know the drill. Hug your outer shins in. Move those inner thighs back. Shift your weight into your heels. Hinge back. Arms nice and long and strong. Chin draws back. Big, 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 big breath in. Exhale. Squeeze all that breath out. Keep that rib cage wide, wide, wide. Hinge back a bit more. Reach forward. Big inhale. And exhale. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Shift forward. Putting back all the weight into the feet. Take your palms to your shins. And inhale. Stand all the way up. As you come up, step the feet in towards each other, all the way in. Right hand to left wrist. Big inhale, exhale, kick it over to the right. Come back to center, switch it, take it to the left. Come back to the middle, circle the arms around, and bring the hands to the heart. You can step your feet back to the width of your hips. And let's move into our Fearless Heart Namaskar. Here we go. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale into Uttanasana, your forward fold. You can put your knees down if you want to today or leave them off. Inhale into your flat back. And exhale, step your left foot back. I'm going to opt to not put my knees down today, just to really get into those hip flexors. Inhale, rise up. Earn in a different way. Big breath in here. Exhale, plant your hands and step it back into Adho Mukha. And inhale into your plank. Fully integrated here through the head of the arm bones and lower into Chaturanga and come down onto the belly. Inhale, pull your chest forward and up for Cobra. Then let it go. Tuck your toes and press yourself back into your downward dog. And then inhale, pick your left leg up. Step your left foot through to the top of your mat. Inhale, rise up into your lunge, high or low. And then exhale, go ahead and step forward into your forward fold. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, palms meet above the head. And exhale, bring your hands into the heart. Great. Second round. Inhale. Woo. Arms up. Tail it all the way down to the ground. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale, big step back with your right foot. Inhale into your lunge. Pull those feet towards each other. Lift up the back ribs. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, you can put your knees down if you wish, then lower into your Chaturanga. And then pull the heart through, Bhujangasana. Release it and press back into downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps up. And go ahead and exhale and step that right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale into your lunge, Anjaneyasana or high lunge. And then exhale, step forward into Uttanasana. Inhale into your flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold once again. And then inhale, stand all the way up. And bring the hands into the heart. Pause here for a moment. If you need a sip of water,
Go ahead and have that. And let's get into it. Okay. Woo. It's super warm in here today. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, shift your weight into your right leg, bend your left knee, reach back to hold on to the outer ankle. Press your foot down into the hand, squeeze that left buttocks, and lengthen that knee down towards the ground. Take the right arm up. Big breath in. Exhale here. Keep pushing the foot down into the hand and squeezing that buttocks and taking that knee back. One more breath in. Exhale, release to the floor. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, shift your weight into your left foot. Go ahead and bend your right knee, holding on to the outer ankle. Push the foot down into the hand. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Reach, squeeze that buttocks. Feel that opening through the front of your leg here. Good. One more breath in and exhale to release. Inhale, take both arms up now. We're moving into Uttanasana, into our forward fold. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees slightly here. Take the left hand down to the ground or onto your block. Left knee's going to stay more bent. Take your right thumb to the head of the right arm bone. Big breath in and exhale. Deepen the bend of that left knee as you straighten out your right and spin open to the right, reaching your right hand up. You can even spin that palm actually to face inward. Your gaze can be down towards the feet, or you can turn your head to look up towards you'll see the little finger on that right arm. Big breath in and exhale, release. Bend both knees, right hand rests, and then go ahead and switch sides. Guide the chest open and reach the left hand up. You can spin the palm to face inward. One more inhale and exhale. And then slowly release, bending both knees, planting your hands and stepping back into downward facing dog. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start by just bringing that right. Wait, do I want the right one down or do I want the left one down? I want the left forearm down. Bring that left forearm down and come up onto your right fingertips. So get to feel, draw the head of that arm bone back, squeeze the shoulder blade onto the back of the heart and get super light on those right fingertips. So push down into your left arm more and pick up your right leg now and open up that hip. Gaze towards the front of the mat. Bend your left knee a little bit here, pulse it out. And then re-square your pelvis. Push down into your left hand, pick up the elbow, step the right foot through. Did we get there? You got a little sense of what that pose could feel like. Inhale, rise up into your high lunge. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Pull your feet towards each other. Take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Draw the shoulders back and down. Inhale, puff the heart up. Exhale, lead with your heart into humble warrior. Right shoulder coming to the inside of your right thigh. Use that to help keep, ooh, what was that? All right, so you're gonna squeeze that inner thigh into that shoulder. Allow your head to bow down. Now draw your attention to that right hip and notice if it feels like it's sticking out to the right. If that is the case, you're gonna pull that right hip back and into the midline. But the chest is still facing down more so towards the mat. Keep pulling the feet towards each other. Take one more breath in here. Exhale it out. Leading with your knuckles. So bend the elbows. And when you straighten them out, inhale into the back of the heart and lift up. Woo, straighten out that right leg to give it a little break. And then rebend it and float your arms up into warrior two once again. Full inhale here. Let's curl it back for reverse warrior. Opening up the right side of the body. Again, relaxing the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. Left hand can stay where it is, or maybe the left hand makes its way to your right hip crease. So ladies, I promise you a revolved half moon. So we're going to go for it now. So from here, let's windmill the hands down to the front of the mat. Reach the left hand forward, pick up the left heel, step that foot in a little bit. So reach to the upper left-hand corner of your mat with your left hand and shift your weight into the right foot, float your left leg up. Spin your left toes down and pull that heel towards the buttocks. Right thumb to the head of the right arm bone. Big breath in. Exhale, spin, open to the right. Reach back for your left foot. Now, if you wanted to use your strap, you bend your knee and you get your foot, the strap around the foot like this, and then you can hold your strap. Press your foot into the strap or the hand, pull the right hip back, breathe, breathe, breathe. Then slowly release the left foot by the right. Come into Uttanasana. Inhale into your flat back. Exhale to full bend your knees, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale your way into a plank. You can take a full vinyasa here. Lower into your chaturanga. Take it into up dog or cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Twice more inhale. And exhale. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. So now we're going to bring your right forearm down to the ground. And if you want to put your knees down to do this, to get that alignment, by all means, please do, and then pick your knees back up once you have it. But before you pick your knees back up, if you did bring them down, come up onto your left fingertips. And that elbow and wrist are aligned with each other. Okay? Okay. Once you're steady here, claw your right hand into the mat, draw that right shoulder blade back and squeeze it onto the back of the ribs. So you want to feel the muscles along the right side of your body, just under the armpit, and engage. Pick up your left leg, bend the left knee, roll that hip open, bend your right knee and pulse it out here for 3, 2, 1. Re-square the pelvis, push down into your right hand. You can push down into your left hand, pick up the elbow, step the left foot through. Once you get there, make sure you're at hips distance, rise up, big inhale here, and exhale into Virabhadrasana 2. Once you're steady here, take the hands behind, opposite thumb on top. So the default for most of us is left thumb, so right thumb on top this time. Draw the shoulders back, puff your chest up, big inhale. And think of the arms behind you as slowing you down into this descent. Think of them continuing to reach up as you lower into humble warrior. Pull that left hip into your midline, squeeze that left inner knee into your shoulder. Go ahead and bend your elbows. Inhale, straighten the elbows out, lift yourself up, straighten out that left knee, curl it back, and then move into your warrior 2. Spin your left palm up, and now curl it back for real, reverse warrior. One more cycle of breath. Big, big, big breath in. Exhale it out. Let's get into this revolved half moon. So hop your back foot in. You're going to spin the toes to face forward. Reach for the upper right-hand corner. Shift your weight into your left leg. Float your right leg up. Oh. Woo. Left thumb to the head of the left arm bone. Big breath in. Exhale. Spin the chest open to the left. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Guide them to the hips. Go ahead and bend your right knee. Reach back to make the connection to your foot or get your strap. However you can do it. Once you have your foot though, check that left hip. Pull it back to lengthen the left side of the body. Now press your foot into the hand. Squeeze that buttocks and open up. One more breath in. Exhale into Uttanasana. Right foot comes down next to the left, fold in. Inhale into your flat back.
Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. And forward into a plank. Bring your knees down, bring your chest and chin down. Pull through to cobra. And then release it back down to the ground and pause here. Shift back a bit. Make a pillow with your hands for a moment. And allow your forehead to rest. On the back of the top hand, let your entire body just rest for a moment. Slow the breath down, reintegrate. Couple more cycles of breath. Last round here, big inhale. And exhale. Okay. So hover the forehead off of the hands. And let's come into our gecko arms. So up on the fingertips, arms wide. Bring your legs all the way together. And you're going to squeeze those inner thighs, zip up the legs, knees down, hover your toes. And then inhale, lift the upper body up. Exhale, pause. Hold it here for a moment. We're going to take the fingertips up, but just not yet. Make sure the sides of the neck is nice and long and the back of the neck so that chin is drawing back. Keep your toes pointing down towards your mat. Now inhale and float the fingertips up. Exhale, bring the hands behind you and interlace your fingers. Draw the shoulders back. Breathe, breathe, breathe into the back of the heart. One more breath in, squeeze into the midline and expand out of it. And exhale, release. You can bring your hands back to let the forehead rest. So in the spirit of Leela and that playfulness, something just popped into my head. And I got to be honest with you, I do not even know myself if I can do it, if it even makes any sense, but we're going to try it anyway. Just because when we tap into that childlike play, we're curious, we're adventurous, there's no fear. So we're going to really lean into that and see what's up. Okay. So know that when we normally go into Dhanurasana bow pose, we go same hand, same foot. What if we were to go opposite hand, opposite foot? And try that back bend in that way. Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen. So bear with me. So you're going to separate your legs back to the width of your hips, or maybe even a touch wider, and bend both knees. You're going to reach your right hand back for that left ankle, and reach the right hand back for the right ankle. And then you're going to take a breath in and lift up into this cross-armed, toe-touching bow pose. We're really flipping the script this morning, ladies. Opening up the shoulders and everything else. Open up our minds. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Whew, that was a good stretch. Come back, forehead on the back of the hands. Big breath in. Big breath out. From here, take it either into a downward facing dog, into a child's pose, Balasana. Take your time. Shift hips back to heels if you're in your child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Okay. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out. Wherever you are, make your way in to the top of your mat. However you get there, doesn't matter. Come all the way up to a standing position. So we're going to do one more standing balancing pose to get into those quads.
And then we're going to go for this pose, okay? I think I might want to be on this side. All right, so shifting the weight into the left leg, slight bend to the knee, you know the drill. Let's go. We're going to go into Natarajasana, but we're not going to do the external like we would normally do. We'll do internal. So you're going to internal rotate through that shoulder and reach to the outer ankle. Okay, so we're really switching it up today. Left arm is going to come up. When you're ready, start to push your foot down into your hand. Remember, you're pulling the navel in and you're lifting the ribcage up away from the pelvis. This is a back bend. Push your foot down, squeeze that right buttocks, and begin to hinge from your hip. Activate that right inner thigh. Think about creating space. Okay? Release the foot, but keep the leg where it is. Pass through a warrior three. Bend your left knee more and touch the toes down, and I'll spin to face the long side of your mat. Okay. Hands on your hips, slight bend through the knees. Pull your feet together firmly. Big breath in, lift the chest up, draw the shoulders back, chin back. Exhale, lead with your heart and come into your wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. And then when you get into the fold, release your fingertips to the floor. I'm going to leave it up to you to decide where you want to go with this. If you're feeling super adventurous, you want to bust out a tripod headstand. You could come to a wall and play with that with some blocks. Or maybe hold on to opposite elbows. Let it hang out here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Roll the shoulders. Get rid of any tension. Any residual tension. The closer we get into this pose, maybe you're starting to feel a little bit nervous about it. Maybe you're feeling confident. Whatever you feel is completely legit and valid. All right. Release your hands to the ground. Inhale into your flat back. As you exhale, go ahead and bend that left knee. Let's get a twist in here before we step back to downward facing dog. So plant their right hand and take it a little bit wider than you would, so it's not right underneath the shoulder, but take the head of that arm bone back. Pull your feet towards each other, left hand to the top of the hip. Full breath in, scoop the navel in, and open up into your twist. Then you can take that left hand up towards the sky and up towards the thumb, or maybe your gaze stays down towards your mat. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Step back to downward facing dog. What say we give this pose a try now? How do we feel about that? Feeling good? Yay! I imagine you all yelled yes. So completely excited about it. So let's start by bringing our knees down and then bring the forearms down. So take your left forearm and bring it on a diagonal, 45 degrees. Actually, I lie. Switch. The reason why I'm asking you to switch this, because I want you to reach back for the leg that you just stretched, if that makes sense, which would be the right. So bring your right forearm, sorry, on a 45 degree. Okay, we're gonna do a little baby version of it first before we take the knees off. We've done this many times before in class, so hopefully this makes you feel more comfortable with what we're about to do. So you're gonna push down into your right forearm and hand, and you're going to lift your right foot up to a donkey, like a donkey kick, right? Then come up onto the left fingertips, taking that hand out to the side, reach around and grab your foot. Use your strap if you're gonna work with the strap. Once you have your foot, activate that right inner thigh, draw the shoulders back. Think of cow pose here. So you're pushing the foot into the hand. And your gaze is going to go more to the front of your mat. All right. This is the same thing we want to do with that left knee off. Okay. And release. So let's try it now with the knees off. So I'm going to walk your knees back a little bit, not too far back.
They might still be underneath the hips a bit or a little bit further back from the hips. I got mine are right underneath my hips now. I think they were a little bit in a bit closer. So come up onto that left hand and integrate, squeeze that shoulder blade onto the back of the ribs, and now push down into your toes, pick your knees off. You might need to walk your feet in a bit here now, but really hold this. When you're ready, bring your right knee into the chest and then take that foot up. Squeezing, use your hamstring to keep that foot close to your butt. Push down into that right hand, squeeze everything, reach your left hand back for the toes. Once you have it, push your foot into the hand. Keep looking straight down at your mat. Don't hold your breath. Whoop. Breathe. I actually want to look at you all to see what you're doing. Squeeze everything. Keep pushing the foot into the hand. It's going to help you get the stability. Squeeze that right buttocks. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And when you're ready, release. Bring the knees down. Come back into child's pose. Woo! How did that go? I see a thumbs up. I see a waving of a hand, a thumb. Okay, maybe when we get to the second set, I'll actually watch to see what you're doing. Okay, just rest in your child's pose for a moment. Woo, big breath in, big breath out. I'm glad we didn't decide to do left and right away because it's a lot. And I think going through other stuff first is a good way to go to get us into this. All right, whenever you're ready, you're going to make your way to the front of your mat. Coming into Tadasana, our mountain pose. Slowly come on up. Okay. I don't know if you're still fair to call this Natarajasana since you change it up so much, but hey, shifting your weight into your right leg, go ahead and bend your left knee and catch that foot. So you really want to think about engaging that hamstring to get that heel towards the buttocks, okay? Opposite arm comes up, lengthen. So really squeeze the buttocks, lengthen out of that hip, reach up. Begin to hinge from your hips. Oh, thank you. My wall is right there to support me. Head. Breathe a lot. Then you're going to release the foot and pass through your warrior three. You can bring the hands to the heart. Touch the toes down. And the rain has arrived. Come into our Prasarita Padottanasana hinge this time. So we're going to hinge the hips back and reach the arms forward. Just for a couple of these. Hinge back and come forward. We'll do one more. Hinge back. Come forward. Arms reach forward. Big breath in and exhale. Fingertips to the floor. Think of your functional forward fold here. You can opt for that version. Or you can just keep the arms long, but don't worry about the hinging back of the hips and the shifting of the weight into the heels. One more breath in and out. And then come back to center, bend your right knee. You're going to turn to the front of the mat for a twist. So taking the left hand a little bit wider than you would normally. You can be up on fingertips or down on the palm. Big breath in and exhale. Spin open to the right. Keeping that weight in the center, squeezing the feet towards each other. And then slowly release it and step back to downward dog. Shift forward into your plank. Bring your knees down. Bring your forearms down. So let's try that little baby version first. That would be, I guess, our Parivrita, tiger's pose, Chapasana. There's a mashup for you. Okay, so that left forearm is going to come in on the diagonal. And we're going to donkey kick the left foot up. Right hand reaches around to connect with the foot. Push the foot into the hand, inhale. Gaze is to the front of the mat. Squeeze into the midline with that inner thigh. When you're ready, you're going to release it. So I'm going to watch to see how you're getting on with this other side. So when you're ready to try this downward dog version now, you're going to keep your arms in that same position that it was just in. But before you lift your knees off, you're going to come up onto your right hand or fingertips. All right. And only when you're ready, you're going to pick those knees up. You might need to walk your feet in a little bit here. Keep squeezing that shoulder blade onto the back of the ribs. When you're ready, you know which leg you're lifting up. Take your time. Take your time and reaching back for it. Go slowly. All right, Tomas, you got it. Debbie, looks like you have it. Come on, Genty. Yeah. Take your time. Don't rush. You can't rush. Yes. Good job. Woo. And release. Yay. Good job. Everybody just went blup into child's pose. I get it. It is a lot. It is a lot. I'm just going to do my other side so I feel a little bit more balanced. Woo. I'm ready to go into a different shape and release. So if being in child's pose doesn't feel super great for you right now, you can always choose to come onto your back. But if you are in child's pose and you want to give your shoulders a break and your arms a break, just wrap them around the sides of the body and let your forehead rest. Make yourself a little itty bitty seed. There is another version of this downward dog where it's same side, same arm, same leg. That one is, I almost want to say that one's easier. Take a breath in and exhale. You're going to roll up. Can't even think of, I mean, I don't know, hopefully your shoulders feel okay, but maybe we can do a little eagle leg, eagle arms, just to stretch them in a different way. So you can take, it doesn't matter which arm you take on top, just wrap them around and just hold it there. I've been wanting to get a little bit more playful in my practice and trying these weird, funky poses again. So I'm very grateful for you all wanting to do all this as well. All right, you can switch the arms. And release and shake it out. All right, ladies. I felt like we did the most. So let's prepare for a little rest. You can go ahead and come onto your back into constructive rest. What is that? Oh, and just pause here for a moment and use this as an opportunity just to reflect on what your thoughts were when I first showed you the pose. You know, what was immediate first thought and response? And a lot of the times it's
doubt. It's like, oh, hell no, there's no way I could possibly do that. And I admit, guilty of that a lot of the times, but also reminding myself that I don't know fully what I'm capable of. Kind of like Hanuman. If you remember the story of Hanuman, where he got all these powers from all the gods, and he, being a monkey, didn't manage them very well. So this stripped him of his knowledge, his memory of that he had all this powers and all this capability. And it was his friend, a bear. I think his name is Jambavan. No, I'm not sure. But anyways, his good friend was a bear, and the bear was the one who would always remind him of how amazing he was and how capable he was. So we have to be our own bear to remind us that we're capable, because we're not always going to be around someone to let us know, to remind us of it. So we need to be able to do that for ourselves. And even if we don't get it done perfectly, I feel like what we should more focus on is the fact that we tried and we had fun doing it. Take all that take the, I guess, the ego out of it, because the ego really gets us in trouble a lot. And I do believe there is a place for ego, but sometimes when it comes to your asana practice, you want to leave that ego at the door a little bit and just focus on the relationship with the self and our capabilities. So from this constructive rest position, you're going to gather your knees into your chest and give yourself a hug. Wrap your arms around those shins and hug yourself nice and tight. You can rock it, you can keep it still, you can roll it, however it feels really good for you. I really think the bear's name is Jambava. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oops. And let's take it into a happy baby from here. And again, get playful with your happy baby and rock it from side to side. Maybe play with extent, rock all to one side and straighten out one leg. Rock all the way over to the other side and straighten out that leg. So the foot gets to the ground. Just having fun with it. That actually feels quite nice to rock all the way over so the knee touches the ground and then straighten out the leg. We did so much quads. Just alternate. Do one more rock and straighten. Okay, good. And then bring it back in. And from here, we're going to take it into Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out to the side. Now, take the heel of your hands into that crease of the hips. Take a breath in and exhale. Try to straighten out your elbows. Inhale again. You're going to feel that spine get nice and long. Your shoulders might shrug up to the ears. That's okay. Big breath in. Feel the ribcage expand. And when you exhale, keep it expanded. Pull the navel in. Once again. And then release. Notice how that feels in the spine. And maybe even in the hips, having done that. One more big inhale and exhale. And then close the legs. Move the feet and the hips a bit over to your left and let your knees come down to the right. If you want to take it into Garuda leg, you can wrap your legs or just stack the knees. Big inhale, exhale back to the middle, switch it out.
Release. And just choose something symmetrical to finish your practice with. It could be bridge. You could go back to happy baby. Lights up the wall. Recline butterfly, whichever calls you most. And then when you're ready, release your hips to the ground if you're in bridge or whatever position you're in, and move into your final shape for today. Shavasana, corpse pose, legs wide, arms wide. Just breathing deeply in and out through your nose. And allowing yourself to relax for the next few minutes. And slowly start to wake yourself up, taking your time. And making your way into a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands together at the heart. I'd like to thank you so much for sharing your energy with me this morning and trusting me to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be your blessed being.